first of all, happy early Halloween. We are so thrilled to be doing this episode. As you can see, we got really excited for it.
Hmm.
And got really prepped for it. And yeah, like how's everyone doing? If you are watching, just drop us a text, say
Say
hi.
hi.
Say
Yeah.
hi. We'd love to see you out there. So yeah, today's episode is to basically help you confront the basically the monsters that we face while we're studying. Because we thought like, yeah, we could call it like procrastination, we could call it distraction, but if we humanized it or we gave it a character, it might be a little bit more fun to deal with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and these are what we consider really, really common, like, I guess, things that we have to deal with that prevent us from getting good grades, well, studying and then getting good grades. Hi, my name is Teacher Erica, and that's Teacher Joe up there. And we are teachers who hated studying,
Yeah.
and that's why we're bringing you Imagine Notes. And today is just for those of you who are just joining us. This happens to be an extra special episode,
Addition. Yeah.
spooky, spooktacular episode where we had this idea 3 years ago to basically talk about like the monsters. Yeah, we did a video on it. You can find it on
Mm-hmm.
our IGTV. We will post it on YouTube probably around this week to follow this episode. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah,
Yeah.
we have been in the business of helping kids learn better and funner for the past 26 years. We represent we basically, our roots come from a school education where we have produced results like, I don't know, 60% and above, like, of kids of our population like scoring A's. And if they came in, and we don't even filter them.
Mm.
They come in, we take them as is, we receive them as is, and then we help them find that love of learning because in our classrooms, we make it fun. And so a lot of these demons don't show up in a lot of our students' daily lives, daily school lives, because of the things that we do with them. So we have a lot of ammunition, so to speak. We have a lot of tools and techniques that help battle this. Yeah, they may not realize it. But today, we are going to share it with you. So let's get started. Joe, do you have any messages for them?
Any of you who hasn't liked our video or follow our channel, please do so. Subscribe to our channel. Yep.
Awesome. Let's dive straight into the first one, which is okay. So I gotta give you guys like I gotta be honest here. All right, I did not draw this. Okay, as in like I did not design it. If you saw our Instagram reels, I basically asked my friends for help with my homework because there's no way in heck I would be able to like come up with whatever it is that they have. So the first monster is the doubt demon.
Mhm.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, so the doubt demon generally tends to show up when, say, you forget. So like you forget your successes, like that goes out the window.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you forget your successes. You also don't look at the progress that you have made or achieved. Like you don't actually celebrate that. You also don't celebrate your wins, or you're not in the habit of celebrating your wins. I think we have so many students in our school where when we ask them like, "What's good about you? What's a win that you want to celebrate?" Most of the time, we hear crickets. They can't tell us, or there's that fear. Being Asian, you're
Mm.
supposed to be humble. There's that fear that that you come across as arrogant. But one thing we did learn from one of my friends, who's a very, very successful network marketer, he said that if you told people about these things from a space of gratitude, it changes how people receive it. Yeah, but if you're doing it like, "Hey Joe, guess what? I'm better than you, right? like better
Yeah,
than you,
right.
or like anything like that. Yeah. So yeah, and then also, normally the doubt demon shows up when you're not in the habit of believing in yourself. Yeah. So I'll put here self belief.
Or you always feel like not good enough.
Yes, underlying feeling of not good enough. Okay. So yeah. So doubt demon. All right. But at the end of this episode, we are going to share maybe 2 or 3 simple strategies that can stave away most of these like demons. But if you want the full strategy, stay tuned. Like really sign up to our social media pages and stay tuned here. We are turning this into a book, and we want to do it like an adventure where you learn how to vanquish these monsters and defeat them. Okay, so stay tuned for that. So if you haven't already, just hit the subscribe button or hit the like button. Follow us on our social media. Okay, cool. Yes, next one. Next one. Next one. Oh, we have one viewer. Okay, all right. Next one. The next guy, the next dude, is called.
So cute.
Yes, this is Nat's brainchild. So this guy is called. Okay, so this guy is called the Distraction Dragon.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna just do this. Because he got distracted, so we couldn't finish his name.
Oh, no, it became distraction.
So the Distraction Dragon, basically, he'll point out things that that you gotta look at. So things like TikTok, your phone,
YouTube Shorts,
YouTube. Oh yeah, YouTube Shorts. Anything at
Facebook.
all. Okay, your anime, your games, yeah, everything. He will distract you from it. So the distraction dragon often occurs when you don't actually have an outcome that you like, a outcome that you want to achieve.
Hmm.
All right, during your study sessions.
So you're
Okay.
aimless.
Yes, it's aimless. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes also you don't know why bother.
Hmm.
Okay. There could be other things like also what else? For distraction dragon, yeah, it could be also the fact that there's just no point to achieving the thing, and yeah, basically. Oh, and also like yeah, there's really nothing keeping you there. There's no anchor that will keep your attention focused.
There's no motivation.
Yes, there's no motivation. Also, you could be so again. Sometimes it's not your fault. Also, you could be
Yep.
faced with a really, really like under-stimulating lesson. Like, so you're looking at things that are boring or dull. Yeah. So in our school, when you come in there, it's usually noisy because we get our kids don't sit down and listen to us the whole time. Like this is not like what we're doing with you here right now. It is not our preferred way of teaching.
Yes.
Yes, because we know how short attention spans are, and how your games and Netflix and all that, they have all these like great technology that can hook your attention faster than we can say hello to
Yep.
all of you. So it is so it is something that we're aware of as teachers. So that's why we try and keep this lecture part here very short. That's why all our Imagine sessions are we keep it within
Half
30
an hour
minutes.
or lesser
Yeah.
than that. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 minutes or less, or sometimes we go a bit over time, but that's it, because your attention span is also equivalent to your age. But maximum is 21 minutes. So, so even if you're 34 and all that, that's the maximum.
That's even shorter than a lunch break.
Yes. Shorter than a lunch break. Depends on which school you're in, though. Yeah. So there we go. All right. So that's the Destruction Dragon monster number 3. You guys are gonna love this one. It's my favorite.
The next one goes
The next
to.
one we call it. Yeah, sorry guys. I traced it here so that like we wouldn't waste time and we could keep time actually. Like when we
Oh, gulping.
drew this. Okay, so these guys are called info eaters. Okay, so these guys normally show up when A, you are lacking sleep.
Lack of sleep.
Yep, you didn't sleep enough. Also, your study plus recall. Oops. Yeah, these things don't exist. You don't have a good you don't have good study or recall techniques, and I get why, because people, it doesn't occur to a lot of people why they need to learn study skills or learn study techniques, yeah, or even do recall. So they don't understand the difference between input and output learning and different things like that. So in the critical moment, if you purely, and that's one of the reasons why we designed Imagine Notes, because it is a note-taking skill that actually boosts these things. Like it's actually one of the many techniques that we have to defeat info eaters. So if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, please share this with your friends as well who are struggling with info eaters. Yeah. But basically they show up when you are doing a test, and then like you go like, oh, you're doing question 9 and you look at question 10. Oh, I know the answer to that, right? And then by the time you get to question 10, it's like,
Shit.
oh no, I actually thought of the answer but it didn't show up. Or in an essay, right, you thought of this beautiful phrase, but by the time you actually get to the writing of it,
Blank.
yeah, you blank out. You're like, dang it, right? So, or you just like put in so much effort to memorize, and you show up during the exam, and you just don't remember anything. It's like, I studied this. I know I studied this, but why isn't it coming to me? So it's one of these things. All right, your study and recall techniques probably not there.
Okay.
Okay, so I hope that makes it clear. If you guys have any questions so far, please drop it in the comments. We would so love to hear from you. And yeah, so basically, info eaters, right? Other reasons why they would show up. I can't think of any more other than, yes, or the other thing also is that not enough repetition. So studying is about repetition, okay? And that's what makes it tedious, actually, because you're going to read the same thing over and over again, hoping that you remember it. And that's where, again, shameless plug, Imagine Notes helps you cut down on this, which also saves you a lot of time. Okay. Yeah. So it's one of the tools that we have to like vanquish the monsters. There we go. All right. Next. Oh, my favorites. I don't take credit for the design, but yet again.
Go.
Oops. Kind of overdid that one.
Is that a gold banner? Yeah, that's a gold banner.
All right. So I'm going to draw one for the sake of timing.
Wow.
Okay, so this one, we call it the Sisyphean Siren. Sorry, hand down and let her grip the thing. Okay, so essentially, why there's two of them and why does this guy chasing it is because let me do this one, because I think the name itself might be a little bit of a struggle to remember. Okay, so the Sisyphean Siren kind of sings the songs of okay, let me go with the meaning of Sisyphean, okay, and why we came up and why we kind of chose it. So Sisyphus, anyone here read Greek mythology? Joe, do you Greek
mythology?
like Zeus and all that? Oh, okay. So Sisyphus is a dude in Greek mythology, and this dude was punished by the gods to push a boulder up a hill. It's just that it's never ending.
Okay.
So the Sisyphean Siren basically it's that feeling that you have where, Joe, have you ever had that feeling where you're doing something, you don't know if you're going to see the end of it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this can often get in the way because we use it as a reason why we cannot.
Excuse.
Yes, it's an
Yeah.
excuse why we cannot study, like an excuse or a reason why, we don't want to do it, because there is no guarantee that we'll actually like get there, right?
Mm.
So they're holding the goalpost because it's just a symbol of them always moving the goalpost, so you never quite get to the end.
It's like a
Okay?
floating goal. Is it?
Yes. So the Sisyphean Siren, it's very, very easy for you to get distracted or basically lured by her, because she will sing songs of like, why put in the effort, because it may not matter in the end anyway. There's no guarantee that you're gonna succeed. Or like,
Mhm.
she'll start moving the goalposts, and then eventually over time you get super like tired and like, how come this is never ending? Okay, so
Mhm.
she shows up one when you basically don't have an intention or purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, for your study sessions, or why you even want to study to begin with. Like for me, I studied because, and I think Joe also, he got his marks also, or he tried to pass his SPM, just kind of for our parents. And that's already enough of a reason. You don't have to want to be a straight A student, but some of us study because like we just don't want to let our parents down, right? Because
To be
some.
honest, I just like earn enough credits to enroll myself into art school.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, but again, I have Joe here because he comes from those families where they're super chill, and I know there's quite a number of you out there now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I dealt with a student also in I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago I think, where his parents didn't mind whether he got A's or C's, but he was a perfectly capable A student.
Mm.
It's just that he wanted to focus more on entrepreneurship. And so if
Oh.
your parents are cool with your grades being a credit, or
Mm.
a B or whatever, and they're not gunning for straight A's for you, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not? Because at the end of the day, it's a piece of paper. It's like a
Yeah.
backup plan for the things that you want to do, and
Yeah.
if it doesn't succeed, you have a backup plan. Yeah. So different people work differently. Some people can like decide not to have a backup plan, and like go for it.
Just do it.
Yes, just do it. But there's some other people where we need that safety in order for us to like, really throw down the hammer and put 120% into whatever it is that we're doing. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, so you gotta figure out like which one you are as well. So either way, because there are different people, they will share with you the wisdom that works for them.
Yep.
But you gotta try and take it and then try it out for yourself to see whether it works for you. Okay. But when you test it, do give yourself like 3 months or so to test out, because anything to do with behavior or behavior shifts or habits, you definitely need to give yourself time to see
Yeah.
whether it works or not.
At
Sometimes
least 1
people,
month. Yeah.
yeah. Like science people don't even give it a month. They try it for 2 days or 3 days, and then that's it. It's like it's not working, unless
You
it's
change
really obvious.
overnight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Unless you really like did it,
Very
and it's like,
determined.
yeah, then that's okay. All right. But if you're not sure whether you like it or not, give it some time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Sisyphean Siren. The other thing that's lacking also is
Sisyphean Siren.
basically checkpoints.
Small checkpoints.
Yeah, because let's face it, guys. If you have to study 2 years worth of material, right? It can be pretty daunting because it's 2 years worth of material.
Yep.
And some of you take 11 subjects.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's and
Do the
yes,
math.
I know not yes, I know not all you have to study for like English or whatever, but the point is that you have to juggle that many subjects. Okay, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
cool. Yep. They also show up when you just have too much on your plate.
Too
Yeah.
much. Too
So
much.
usually when
TikTok.
there's too much, means you're not chunking it down. So you're not breaking down the task into smaller checkpoints.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty much that.
So you do it at one go lah.
Yeah. So usually you should be planning. Yeah, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. All right. Next one. Hey, I think we're making good time, Joe.
Yes, the last one.
Yes, the last one. You guys can guess what this is. Credits to Nud for this one. I loved it so much. I chose this guy.
This is like a curse
Yeah,
that you
kind
do
of
it to yourself.
a bit actually.
It is.
Well, I guess we're all happy at the moment where things are starting to open up in Malaysia.
Yep.
In your part of the world, if things are not opening up, I'm so sorry because I heard that some countries are
Still up.
back in lockdown. Okay. Well, there we go. All right. So this guy is called the
The failure phantom. Failure phantom.
failure phantom. Failure phantom. So basically, sometimes, basically, how he shows up is basically if you're scared, like say you suck at math, the subject for at math, and it's gonna take a lot of effort and no matter how hard you try, you keep failing. 'Cause that's what I was
That's me at maths.
Yes, that's what it was like for me in Form 4. Like the first few tests, it's like you fail, and then like somehow you pull through in Form 5,
Yep.
where you start passing. But prior to that, there's a lot of failure. Okay, so one thing though, as a human being, we have a tendency to generalize things when we fail. What does that mean? So we had a student who failed his English paper, or he got a B, right? But essentially, he was so used to getting A's that he got a B. So to him, a B is kind of like a fail, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And so from that day on, it took him a year to get over it because he started thinking that he's a failure at English. He's not great at English. And we're just like, but it's just one paper. Yes, it was during the IGCSE when it counted, but it's kind of unfair to you when you actually like don't like when you actually like blanket and call yourself a failure when the thing that you failed was just a test paper.
Yes.
One, or an exam, just one. Yeah, so try not to get into the habit of that. Yeah. Okay, so failure phantom normally shows up when, again, some of it crosses over. All right. This normally shows up as a reason why you don't want to do something that you don't want to do. All right. And the reason why we're going through this also is because studying is dull, boring, tedious, tough.
Yeah.
So many things. And so you become more susceptible to all these monsters. All right. Because of that. All right. So we're just trying to teach you some tools so you can tough it up. All right. Have the strength and the power to tough it up. So we're teaching you superpowers. All right. And if you're liking and enjoying this program right now and you're getting a lot of value and information from this, Joe.
Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Or you can just comment, let us know like what kind of topic that you're struggling with.
And we're so happy to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so failure phantom, right? You don't have goals, all right? And if you do have goals, also you fail them, so you also don't have compassion for yourself. Like you don't think like, okay, I just failed this part, let me get up again and do it. All right, that's basically it. It's your fear of failure that keeps you down. So this phantom here like haunts you. Failure haunts you, and it's usually a reason why you don't want to get back up. Okay. The other one also is that there's no celebrating of wins. Yeah, because this is actually very uncomfortable for a lot of people, and also unnatural. Celebrating wins. But if you can't celebrate the small victories, it's very, very difficult to celebrate it when it's a big one. Like when you win a gold medal in the Olympics.
Yep.
Very difficult. Like you could be on top of the world or whatever, but you will struggle to, I don't know, like process it, I guess. Yeah.
That's what happened to most of the people.
Yes.
Like in general.
And then the other thing is that you might get attached to the win, and then when it's done, you don't know how to move forward.
Yeah, you feel empty.
Yes.
Or don't know where to go.
Yes. So all right. So there are ways to manage this. All right. So here are our top 3. Oh, we did it in good time, Joe. We did
Yes,
it in good
yes,
time.
yes. Well done.
Woohoo! Okay, so here are our top 3 ways of basically dealing with these monsters. So let's just do a quick review. Yeah, the doubt demon who whispers like, "You can't do this, you can't
Not
do
good
that,
enough.
you're
Yeah.
not good enough, you should give up because you're not smarter than your brother, or your brother's smarter than you, or your sister is smarter than you, or your cousin's smarter than you." They also come in
No,
the
you're
form of
smarter
your,
than me.
they also come in the form of your competitive relatives. All right, then you have the distraction dragon, info
Super
eaters,
eaters, Sisyphean
Sisyphean
Siren,
Siren, and the failure
failure
phantom.
phantom.
All right, so first one, all right, as you can see, a lot of they happen because you have no purpose
Yes.
or reason to study. There's none.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Why
because
bother? Mm.
yeah, because like in our parents' time, studying meant that you could get out of being poor, or you'd have a better shot at making good money.
Mm.
But today, you guys are surrounded by so many examples of people who made it
Yes.
without getting good grades.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But you may have parents who are like, get good grades. All right, go get your degree in case, backup plan, or whatever it is. Or you might actually be in those families where they put a premium on grades. All right. So yeah, have a purpose. Like figure out why. Even if it's not for yourself, maybe it's for someone else. If you can't do it for yourself, it could be for someone else. Like for
Yep.
me and Joe, it was our parents, so we don't let them know. We just move on to the next stage of our life. Okay. Second one. Okay, so from the purpose, then you can actually derive goals.
Yeah.
Okay, from goals, then you can break it out into actionable steps.
Yep. Checkpoints.
Checkpoints, yes. Okay. Number two. Number two is basically you need from the checkpoints. Okay, so I'm going to put checkpoints in because they're really important. Because from the checkpoints, the third thing that you may actually need is a reward system. So the checkpoints basically think of it like a progress bar, kind of like in a game where they've got this like
level 1 to level 10.
Yeah, so this XP bar that fills up every time it dings, then you level up,
Level up.
right? So checkpoints are like that. So you got to determine what they are for yourself, and you can actually turn it into like a game. Like you can always color it in the boxes.
True.
Yeah, depending. The other thing you can do with it is that if the task was kind of big, say this bar is like 10 boxes, right? So if it was something really, really big that you didn't want to do, but you did it anyway, you could you could design like, it fills up 5 boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then
break it down further, like even smaller.
Yes. Okay. So that's an idea for you to gamify it, make it fun. We do that a lot with our students as well. Okay. The last one is that this one I think most people don't do, but it helps so much. Okay. You need to reward yourself. It's a form of self-love and self-care for doing something tough. All right. And basically, and if no one's going to do it for you, you do it. Okay. The reward should be proportionate to the resistance of whatever it is that you're facing. So study is a big thing, right? We normally like try and motivate our students. Like we'll go like, okay, if you get an A for this final exam,
you get a Starbucks.
I'm gonna personally treat you Starbucks from my own pocket. And the kid, like our students are like, all right, lah, sure.
It's on. Challenge.
Yeah, it's amazing how motivated they get because of that. Yeah, it's just amazing. Like even I would be motivated if my teacher went like, okay, if the whole class got like A's for this final exam, I'll treat you guys to like KFC or something. We're like, whoa,
a group reward, even better.
Yes, it feels great. All right, so okay, so yeah, if getting an A is tough, or if even studying for like an math exam is difficult, right? Set a reward. And because if the resistance is great, like I really don't want to do this, but I have to kind of resistance.
That's when the doubt demons come in.
Yes. Then make sure that the reward is in proportionate to it. Okay, so resistance high, reward also should be about the size of
it, yeah.
something that you really want. Yeah, it's because then that will make you like aim for it. Okay, like for me, doing social media posts is not exactly the thing that lights my fire. So I have a checklist of like if I do 21, right? So at every point, like if I finish like 5, okay, I reward myself with chocolate, right? If
Cool.
I do 10 in a row, right, then it kind of goes up a little bit. And then if I finish all 21, I'm rewarding myself with like the Stoke coffee cups or something. Yeah, so it kind of makes it more worthwhile
Ooh.
to do. Yeah, but it has to be something that you really, really want. It doesn't even have to be a thing. It could be like 5-minute break or like
Yeah, it could be time
Monday.
as well.
Yeah,
Allowing
like if you
yourself to do something that you like, pick up a
yes,
hobby. Yeah.
watch some K drama or even
Gardening.
gardening. Yeah, if that's your jam, garden. Yeah. It could even be like if you study on Saturdays and Sundays, for example, it's like
Mm.
your like weekends off, right?
Mm.
I'm gonna play this weekend. So yeah. So it doesn't have to be stuff or food all the time. Yeah. Could even be a nap, Audrey.
Yeah, power nap.
Yeah. So we take power naps. Maybe because we're old. Maybe you guys don't need it, but maybe the reward could be like you wake up late on Saturday and you can tell your parents like, okay, mom, dad, if I hit this thing, you let me sleep in on Saturday. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. And you can work with your parents on this one if they are if they
Yeah, I
are
can
like
negotiate.
yeah, if they're very supportive, then you can share the
Raise a
goals
view.
with them and what your rewards are. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, if you're getting value out of this, please, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button because we have more of this coming up. We even yeah. Very, very interesting stuff coming up for you guys. All right. Cool. We made it, Joe. 8:32. Yeah. So for those of you who joined us for our very special Halloween episode, thank you so much. We really appreciate having you
Yep.
here. And we hope that whatever we shared today is going to be a big help for you and that you can move forward and confront the dreaded studying with all its dreaded monsters.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
All right. And every week we always create imagine notes,
Yes, every
which are
Wednesday.
basically fun study notes that make your notebook very, very interesting and fun
Yep.
to watch. All right. So sorry, fun to watch, fun to read. You're watching YouTube.
I mean, watch and read at the same time.
Yes. All right. But don't be afraid to keep in contact with us on our social media. Just drop a hi or anything like that, or
Yeah.
ask us questions. We absolutely love to help. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So guys, take care. If you're coming
Yep.
out of lockdown, enjoy your time out, but make sure you get back. Okay, I'm not going to go there, but make sure that you keep yourself safe and well
Stay
and healthy.
safe.
Drink water and all that. All right. See you guys.
See ya. Happy Halloween in
Happy
advance.
Halloween.